Alright guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Hatch's Recreational Engineering. And as you can see, the 69 is in the driveway for the first time in a couple weeks now here. We finally got the car into a roller. The fuel system is in it, the brake system is in it, it rolls, it stops, it's kind of steering. It would steer if I had a column in it. The steering linkage is all hooked up, the manual steering gearbox is in it, and I think we're finally ready to work on getting this 427 in here. So let me show you what we got. So I've got the Rich Wilk Turbo 350 trans. Rich had this converter special built for us. The shop that built the converter is somewhere outside of Maple Grove, Dragway in Pennsylvania. It's going to be a 3,000 stall converter. I went ahead and I looked high and low for one of these transmission shields. Because of the speed, we're hoping to get this car hopefully into the 10s. And with that speed, we have to run a transmission shield. And usually they're like these big gaudy metal deals that don't really fit that great or tight to the transmission. And they usually require you to modify the transmission tunnel. And I didn't want to go that way. So this is like a composite carbon fiber shield that fits really tight to the transmission, and that'll allow us to not have to modify my tunnel. And then we've got the 427 here, which is still in the pallet cradle deal that it came in, and it's time to finally start getting this thing ready to smash in the 69 over here. I've got to test fit some stuff. I know that the shield doesn't fit. You're not allowed to cut these shields up. It is hitting these ears on the transmission. So I'm going to go ahead and hit them with a grinder real quick, and that should allow that cover to fit right on there. And I've got to make sure that the bolts that I have for the bell housing are going to be long enough. My dad should be over here in a little bit, and we're going to start assembling this thing. I got to get trans fluid, fill that converter up, and hopefully we can start building everything on the floor here and get one step closer to smashing it in the car. So alright, that'll do it. We've been pulling so many motors lately that the engine hoist has just become a permanent fixture in my driveway. And this hoist doesn't even belong to me, it's Mike's. Ask Mike how many engines he's pulled with this hoist of his own. I'm getting excited, just because. Hold on a minute. Oh. Well, now what? Kill me. Lucy, you're home. What do you got? What's this?
I gotta wrap some fish.
Some fish.
That was $90.
Oh, Jesus. Well, good thing we're not going to give that thing any sort of break-in. Sorry, Rich. It's getting one fluid and one fluid only. Okay, now what? How do you get it out of this?
You don't have any chain, huh?
Just like lifting, like just additional chain?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have additional chain.
And that's as far out?
I went all the way. Last hole. Like I said, I have chain. I got lots of chain. Alright. I mean, this is the heavy chain I have. I have lighter stuff than this. Yeah. And when it lifts and finally clears it, it'll just swing towards the hoist.
Open.
Is the idea.
This off. That's the way.
This is starting to look really scary now. There's nothing. This is about to flop over and dump the motor on the floor.
Right, as you pull down.
Yeah, this is a horrible idea.
Alright, let's bring
Stop breaking the box.
Alright, go up.
We're off the box, right? Alright, put this whole thing back.
Am I lined up in the front? I can't see it.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, just leave it like that.
And put one more pump on it.
You gotta put the flywheel on this, but put a quart of fluid in that and that'll
Settle.
yeah. What do you do, Bubba? Is this what you have? This kind of fluid?
Yeah, same fluid.
So after all this, he's not registered.
Mm-hmm, I heard.
Sweet. Alright, what do you want to put on there? Lock paint?
Yeah.
It just says to factory
Right.
torque specs.
So look up factory torque specs. Automatic flywheel. Factory flex plate, whatever it is.
Wow, it's not a lot.
65,
It's
right?
only 60.
Yeah, 60.
You were pretty close. You're not that bad. You want to do 65 for good luck? Usually when I put them on with the impact gun, I feel like I do a lot shorter than that.
Yeah.
Do you own a ratty towel?
Lots of ratty towels.
Yeah.
There it
Oh,
is.
there it was.
One that's not.
It's not my first day.
Second day.
I probably put thousands of those in.
There's no bite marks on this one.
Oh, I'm really good over on my side. Are you on that side?
Yep, where I'm on. I'm good.
Well, we don't have these kind of problems going with all our cars back in the 80s.
We were also running 13s.
The Charger ran a 1059.
No proof.
Yeah, Yeah.
No proof.
I'll show you the shorts.
Yeah, we don't even have a picture of that car. It might not have ever existed.
Yeah, we didn't have cell phones and stuff.
All of his friends that have seen it are dead.
Yeah. Alright, so it's converter stopped. No, I'm just kidding. Don't f with me like that. You're getting off easy. You should see the stuff we used to do. Wait till it's all in the car and then come over with the
Back
converter.
in my day,
I know, that's what I said, oh my god, he sounds like
after I rode my dinosaur over to my friend's house.
I never spent this much money on a car.
Yeah, me neither. Alright guys, so as you can see, I took the rad support out of the car. I originally was thinking about doing the dangerous, precarious dangle deal, but ultimately decided there's only like 6 bolts holding the rad support in, and I could probably sneak it out now. You know, with the inner fenders already out, it was so easy to just rip that out real quick without screwing up our fender alignment or any of that. So that seemed like the way to go, and now I don't have to dangerously do the whole dive with this. I'm by myself tonight. It's kind of a warmer night. It's like 45 degrees outside, so it's a good opportunity to push the car back and try and get the 427 cramped in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to do this myself, and wish me luck. You can see the engine is in the car, and this thing fought me something fierce. I don't know if it was these polyurethane mounts or just a pain in the neck to line up, but we fought with the engine mounts big time. Getting that transmission shield to like just swing in there the right way was a pain in the neck. We had to move and reposition the trans tunnel just a smidge with a little persuasion. And then the polyurethane transmission mount that's in there, definitely not going to work. I mean, it's in there right this second. It's not bolted in. But you have to have the transmission smashed against the floor to make that work. So that's coming back out. We're just going to go with a stock style rubber mount. So Mike's going to be here in the morning to help me. We're going to keep buttoning up the engine and get this all wrapped up. But tonight, Madison and I are going to prep the cage to get painted. We're going to hopefully finish stripping the interior on this thing. It's pretty damn stripped, but we're going to finish stripping the interior, and I want to get the cage and the dash painted so that we can start reassembling in there. So we're going to go ahead and start masking some stuff off and get ready to do that. So Mike came over this morning. We finished buttoning up some of the front accessory drive stuff, tightened up motor mounts. Still got to change that tranny mount out because that's not right. But we're going to go ahead and start working on the exhaust system. So we're putting a pypes, X-pipe exhaust system in this thing with their Race Pro mufflers. But before we can start laying out that exhaust and trying to get it under the car, we got to get the headers in, which looks like it's going to be so much fun because they usually just fall right into place. So these are some Hooker Super Comp headers that I bought, used of course, from my carburetor guy. They're 1.75" primaries to a 3.5" collector. And then we have a 3" exhaust that we're running the whole way. So we'll have to neck it down a little bit, but it'll be fine. But I think Mike's got the right idea. He wants to try and target the passenger side first, because hopefully this will be the easiest side to get in. And then, even though we got a manual steering box, this is probably going to be super fun over here. Oh yeah. What do you think, Mike? Super excited.
Yeah, super excited.
I can tell.
Your headers, they always suck.
So we got the car. It's hard to tell because the suspension settled, but we got the car pretty damn high. And we're going to hope for the best. Alright, so the headers are in, and boy are these things tight. I don't know if you could see when we were installing them, but we actually had to unbolt the steering box. We left it connected to the pitman arm, but it allowed us enough maneuvering to be able to sneak these in. So in a few months, if I ever have to take those out, please remind me that that's how I did it, because that'll be fun. This side went in a lot easier. All the spark plugs are back in it. The wires are routed underneath. Looks super, super killer. And we're ready to start fabbing up the exhaust. The exhaust is now on this thing. There's not a whole lot of video of the exhaust. I tried to film it. But as you can imagine, trying to do this job on your back, in your one-car garage, you know, on jack stands, it's a pretty ugly video. I kicked the camera a whole bunch of times. So not a whole lot of footage of installing the exhaust, but the exhaust fits and looks amazing. It's a pipes, X-pipe system, 409 stainless, and it's a 3" exhaust. So I've got a 3.5" collector necking down to a 3" exhaust with the X-pipe, and everything just fits and looks killer. For the rear hangers, I was able to utilize the seatbelt bolts, so I didn't have to drill holes in the frame, and it looks and works excellent. From the side and underneath, you know, the back of the car, you can't see the exhaust system at all, so it's still got sleeper vibes to it. You're not looking at big giant 3" tailpipes anywhere. I've got the engine wrapped up here, the core supports back in it, and I'm ready to go ahead and start putting shiny cooling system parts in this thing. So I'm going to start unboxing what we got for that, and see maybe if we can get somewhere with that today. You get the idea. Something along there. Alright guys, and just like that, the radiator and dual 12" electric fans are installed. It's just laying in there. There's a whole bunch of buttoning up yet to do. And I do have the wire harness to get wired up for this thing so that the fans kick on by themselves. I'm not going to wire them to like a switch. I want them to work off of a thermostat. So what I think, my plan is to run the mechanical temperature gauge that I have to the intake manifold here, and then I think I'm actually going to change the thermostat housing to one of the ones that has like a fitting connection here, so that I can run the sender for the fans to the thermostat housing. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do, because Blueprint wants you to run this gauge in the intake manifold. never run one there. All the years that I've put together motors, I've always run them in the head. But Blueprint says run it here. And whatever Loctite stuff they use is like no joke. So they put a pipe plug in the head and it's in there. So I'm just gonna do, it's their motor, I'm gonna do what they say. So this will be my first time running it there. Where do you guys put your temp gauges? You put them in the manifold, in the heads? I'm curious to know. I know that there's definitely conversations about temperature differences between that intake manifold and the heads. The heads usually run a little hotter than the intake manifold temp. So I'm just curious. Let me know what you guys think about that. Yeah, a whole bunch of buttoning up to do. And I think this episode's got long enough now. So we're going to go ahead and do that stuff behind the scenes, wrap some of this stuff up. And that'll do it for this one. So let me know what you guys think. Drop something down in the comments section. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. And we will see you next time.